Welcome to EV Marketplace on a Wednesday night. Hi, I'm Rosco, and if you're watching live on YouTube or Facebook, thanks for joining me. And if you're watching and catch up a bit later on, great to have you with us because we have a fantastic night tonight. I think there is some sort of a rugby league game somewhere being played, if you know anything about rugby league in Melbourne tonight. But hey, you can be in time for that as well. And then I'm sure for EV Wednesday, Ludicrous Feed will be on at 9 o'clock. Tom and the gang will be there with you. So for round out EV Wednesday, of course, we've got our weekly dose of deals, data and discovery for you tonight. And we have a fantastic guest, a guy that's been selling with us in the last couple of weeks. We had a chat to him. His name's Theo, and he owns a few EVs. Well, he owns a few cars. He's a car lover, loves cars, loves EVs, and he's turned that into a business. We're going to have a chat to him later on in the second half of the show because he has got a fantastic range of cars, all sorts of EVs, and he's driven just about everything as well. He can tell us what people are liking. He can tell us all about his business, renting out cars in a business called Turo, which is something like AirBNB for cars, I hear. And that way you can experience a car or an EV or any car before you buy it, which is absolutely fantastic. So he's got a great range, driven lots of cars. He's going to tell us all about them later in this show. I'm Rosco. Thanks for joining us. But, well, let's get straight into it with some... Thanks for joining us, Joe. Good to see you, Mrs. Amazing. Thanks. And starting off with like electrons through the hourglass, so are the days of Xpeng in Australia. Saw this article this week just to round out the story. It's fascinating. I wasn't aware this was happening, and I want to dispute any rumours that AmazingEV has used EV sellers and buyers on our marketplace had anything to do with buying this job lot. This expression of interest was closing 12th of June from the administrators of True EV. They are selling 197 G6s that are on the wharf, various types, various old model. The receivers were seeking buyers of the whole job lot. I want to refute any thoughts that AmazingEV were going to buy these and sell them. We're just joking, of course. I was fascinated to see this. I didn't realize this was taking place so quickly, so soon. We don't have any information as to who's bought these yet, so I can't bring any further updates. No doubt they'll hit the market. I'm not sure if they'll be, I assume they'll be new cars. Hard to say. They'll hit the market very soon, I'm sure. No more information on which dealership, which distributor, who's bought them. No more information on how True EV is operating or Xpeng themselves. We just hope they get it sorted out as quickly as possible so that Xpeng owners and anyone looking at Xpeng and the great range of products they've got coming, the P7, some of the SUVs, the updated G6 that they've already got in New Zealand last week, which Jerry told us all about, Jerry Pan from New Zealand. Hope they get that sorted out and bring those cars to us, the Australian market, as quickly, because the G6 was a great car. Can't wait to see more from Xpeng. But there it is. AmazingEV did not buy those cars. We didn't put a bid in. I was going to have a chat to Sensei and try and get him to raise some money, maybe chip in a bid of 5 million or something like that to buy these, but nothing from us on that front. But look, we have managed to get a hold of some more EV data, which is now coming through back thanks to AutoGrab again. And again, this is very interesting from my perspective. We're following this market very closely, as you know. It's still small and it really peaked out. As you might have seen last week, we showed you some data where the sales grew astronomically, and at the same time they doubled in March, and at the same time stock almost halved down, came down to 1/3. It's a pretty small market generally. This shows the last 3 or 4 weeks again, and probably things have returned back to pretty much normalish. Interesting to see this. Again, prices are probably coming back down a little bit. We're seeing back to about 50 or 60 sales per day. That's what you expect on a used EV market. Bear in mind that the new EVs, take last month, for example, selling over 650 per day. So the used market is still a long way in terms of volume away from the new market. And the used market overall is massive. There's probably somewhere close to 180, 190,000 cars sold per month in Australia. So very tiny. We want to grow with it and we want to help develop it as well. But interesting to see this is just flattened out a bit in terms of And if anything, the number of cars for sale has started to grow again. I think there's no doubt that, well, from our perspectives, that new car market is certainly creating some incredible opportunities and some very good deals as well. So still expecting a bit more data to come through from AutoGrab. And this might give you a little bit better picture, this one here. This looks, well, takes a snapshot of the 16th of June. So AutoGrab are getting their data by skimming all the marketplaces in Australia, including car sales, and picking up the live listings, classifying them as EVs, classifying the EVs, pulling those out, showing us this breakdown. So this is just EVs. 54 total is 1 day's sales in used EV land. That includes demos as well, not hybrids, just pure EVs on the 16th of June. Again, these numbers are rolling, but take it on average. And the sweet spot looks like it's currently on 2023 models. They represent the most for sale, the majority for sale, 22 and 23, sort of 3 and 4 year old cars. By far and away, the most number of cars that we're selling are the 2023 models, with 20 out of the 54. So close to half of the used EVs on a particular day. Again, take this as a sample, but pretty typical of what's going on. So let's have a look on the AmazingEV, our very own dedicated used EV marketplace, just to have a look at those sweet spots at 2022 and 2023 models, where people are trading up for the newer ones, but still representing some great deals. That's where we're seeing some of the cars coming through, and particularly in force this week, Polestars again. So starting to see some strong Polestar action coming through. And let's take a look at our very own EV marketplace. And of course, this show is brought to you by AmazingEV, where you can buy and sell a used EV. You can list there. There's a coupon down below. You can list for nothing, normally $29.95. And then we'll do everything to promote your car on the show and through our social media as well. So take a look at this one. Again, this falls right into the sweet spot. A 2023 Polestar single range, short range, single motor, Pilot and Plus packs. They were big on the packs. Space black looks pretty cool. This one in Queensland, I believe. Go Queenslanders. I don't have any bias one way or another on state of origin. So this one in Queensland to kick things off. Beautiful car, only done 53,000. Low K's, beautiful and black, perfect looking car. So it still looks good. Lovely car. Like the way these are looking. And again, I don't think anyone's trading up to newer Polestars. Maybe they're switching to other brands, but certainly maybe they're looking for something more than a four-ish seater. This is a perfect sedan for a run around town. So seeing some really good value come back into the Polestar 2 market as well at 42 grand. Maybe it's a 40k car now at those Ks, but yeah, good to see those. And if you want to jump to New South Wales, let's have a look. We've got one here. No, we're jumping straight to Victoria. This one, the Polestar 2023, again, a bit optimistic, probably closer to 50, this one, but this has only done 7,500 Ks. So really low K, example, factory warranty till 2030, almost a brand new car for 55. Maybe they might consider offers closer to 50. So there's one in Victoria, and of course, all over the place. Here's a nice one in New South Wales as well. There's Polestars everywhere. We've got them everywhere coming back. A 2022, the sweet spot we're finding for used EVs at the moment after people have had them for 2 or 3 years. No, again, I lie. Another Victorian one. So I like that grey, actually. That's a nice colour. That's very smart. That looks good. So I'm liking the greys. I'm liking the Polestars too. Again, this one, higher Ks, 83,000 Ks, 44. I'd say this is probably closer to 40 again. But seeing those Polestars come through, that's where the action is on the used market. Those daily sales figures, that's where the action is on the 2022 and 23 models. Some of the older ones, again, probably Tesla Model 3s, not as many. And then the newer ones, again, there's some options there on the newer side. So we certainly are seeing plenty of action in the 22 and 23. Also, this one here, 2024, looking forward. Again, this one's like brand new. These 2024 EV5 GT line, done 5,000. This is virtually new, 10 grand below build. below retail. So if you're looking for this one's up in Queensland again. Like this one, the GT line EV5, still like that, and that's top of the line. So it'd be 10 grand less than retail. Take it away right now. And this one, I really like. I've still got a soft spot for the Ioniq 5. Pity they just haven't kicked on. I saw another rejig, another upgrade. Love to see a new. I think there is a Chinese Ioniq coming out. Not seeing them here. Again, the Alexio, Hyundai are doing a few other things with the Kona and the Alexio. Not really promoting that. This is a great shot. This guy's taking some really cool shots of this. And again, really nice car. Love this. I get 44 in the 2022 model. Gravity Gold, 44,000 Ks, and he has done 44,000 as well. So that's almost new. Really nice car. So plenty on offer in the sweet spots. Again, we'll go back to that one. I didn't jump back to the live screen. G'day, Don. Good to see you. Sorry, I was talking about a car which I did not have on screen. Ioniq 5. There it is. I'm loving these Ioniq 5s still. 44 grand, 44,000 Ks. Really nice. This one's in Sydney, this one. So if you're in New South Wales and you like an Ioniq 5, this is a really nice car as well because it's almost brand new. Very nice condition. All-wheel drive, this one. Nice colour. Again, very good car. And that's where the sweet spot is, seeing all sorts of things coming through. We've also got a Xpeng G6 there, and we're going to find out a bit more about that a bit later on because that might be one of the ones that brought Theo and I together. So we'll have a look at that a bit later on. In the meantime, you might remember last week we did a bit of work with Jerry Pan from New Zealand, and he introduced us to the whole New Zealand market, which is similar in a lot of ways, but very different in others. And there's a couple of brands there, including Dongfeng in New Zealand. And we got this bit of news here in Australia this week that unbelievably another model is coming out. I've left my face off this, but you don't need to see it at the moment. There's another brand coming out under the Cherry banner, Lepos. We were trying to work out how to say it. This is amazing. Lepos. That's the brand. It's not the model. It's the Lepos L6, and I think. Thanks, Don. Yeah, Polestar doing well in Queensland. I still like them as well. They are a nice car. I really like them as well. I've got a soft spot for them. I think they look really cool. And some of the examples that are coming through, that black one in particular. But this one, the Lepos, is that how you say it? How do you think? I guess I saw this as a petrol version 6 months or so ago. It was previewed to come to Australia. The L6 is a full electric SUV, about Atto 3 size, something like that. Somewhere between, an Atto 3 and a Model Y, so maybe 4.5 metres, something like that. Again, I can't believe that Cherry are just going full throttle on this. Unbelievable that they are bringing another brand out. The Emoda, of course, the JQ, this one now, the Lepos. Again, tidy, nice-looking car, lovely on the inside. It's got the portrait screen. You can see some of the details out on some of the mags this week. We try and keep abreast of all the new models coming. We want to see the deals. We want to see the deals on the new car market because we want to see how that affects used cars, and we want to get ready for some of this barrage of used cars coming in as well. Chery are obviously incredibly serious. We know Geely is serious. BYD is serious. These guys have got cars, they've got brands, and they're going to be competitors. They're coming in force. And look, at the other end of the scale, you might have noticed the Spectre, if you've got the budget for it. This is still cheaper than the Ferrari Luce, if you're interested. There has been an upgrade on the Spectre, if you're interested. There's a few on the used car market as well. Keep an eye out for those. But this one has had a bit of an upgrade as well. I think they've put a new screen in there as well. Look, not a major change, a few slightly cosmetic differences. I had a chance to sit in one a couple of years ago. Incredible car. Probably won't get much change out of $1 million, so I don't know. Hard to know what the Luce is going to be, but there is a few available secondhand. but they have upgraded it a little bit on the Rolls-Royce, but no new Rolls-Royce models coming either. So a couple of ideas on the new car front that we like to keep an eye out, because with more models, look, the Cherry I did not see coming at all. I'd seen a bit of an overview, maybe of a petrol model, but not another full EV again. So that one blindsided me a bit. And of course, Dongfeng's coming as well with the 3 models they've got in New Zealand. So in force. But look, my favourite part of the show is what brought my guest to us tonight. The inbox, the EV inbox, of course, about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I got a new listing. Up it popped an AmazingEV, and then I like to reach out to the owners personally as well. We're trying to help them as much as we can and get the message out. It doesn't just mean a static listing amongst all the others. We try and get the message out over social media. And of course, I was fortunate enough to get a message back from Theo, who emailed me, and without reading the fine print there, he said, I'm a car lover, I'm an EV lover, I've got lots of EVs, and I can talk. So I said, I'd love to talk to you on the show. So that was the catalyst for this. He's got the G6, he's had it now, and he's listed it there. He's got it on Turo as well. It is up there on Turo, and we'll do a little bit of background on Turo just before we chat to Theo, just to give you a bit more of an overview. But this is how we came together. So feel free to email me. Let me know what you're selling. Let me know if you want to chat about cars. He's got heaps. He's driven heaps. And it was really nice of him to extend the invitation out. He said he's an ex-maths teacher. He said he likes talking. And I like talking. So it was always going to be perfect. We've got him in the second half of the show. So stay with us. Hal, good to see you. That looks epic. Which one are you looking at, Theo? And Mrs. Theo's on the line as well. Theo sharing the love of EVs. Hello to the Theo and his family. That's in Melbourne. Richmond supporters not watching the State of Origin tonight, but hoping and praying for a Richmond resurgence. So look, great stuff happening in the inbox. And thanks, Theo, and we're going to do everything we can to help him. Obviously, he gets some special treatment coming on and sharing his time as well. So it's great to see him. But that's listed on AmazingEV. We've got that listed there. Well, there it is there. He took some photos. He sent some great photos through of some of the cars he's owned. We're going to touch on a few now. It is up for sale now. He's had it a while now. It's been popular, but he's moved on. He's got a couple of others in mind as well. So the Xpeng G6, and it's going to be the long range. It's a good price for the long range. I don't think out of that job lot, there's going to be many of the long ranges left, and the new one might be coming, but this has got the fiery orange. That's not going to be a colour that's going to be offered again. So if you like this orange, you're not going to see that amongst the G6s coming in that last batch or in the new ones. I think they're going to drop this. So this is in Melbourne. Check this out because it is a really nice car. He's selling so he can stock up on something else a bit newer. But this is a lovely car. And so thank you, Theo. We're going to have a chat to him very shortly. Also keep an eye out for a new series that we started to do. And a video went out last week of the first of it, which is Why Buy. And it's taken a little while for us to start to get this thing going. But this is our car. This is my car, the Model Y, the 22 Model Y. So that was the natural one to start with. And we wanted to start doing a series of snapshots, short reviews, 10 to 15 minutes. Not the full scale, but just what people are going to like about this car, why they're going to like it, why it's still a great car after 2 or 3 years. That's what we've started to do. So keep an eye out for this one. If you haven't watched this already, please take a look at it because you can see a little feature from a different perspective, something like this.
From the moment I got into a Tesla, I've loved this car. And I don't even know why. This is a car for people who don't really like clutter. And that's me. I also love the little quirks in this car. The lights in the back, they're cute. The mirror in both sun visors. Maybe it's the clean lines. This feels like a huge car. It feels much bigger than what it is. Maybe that's thanks to this fantastic low dashboard and of course the legroom. There is so much legroom in this car. I love it for when we take long drives and I can stretch out and have a snooze.
So Mrs. Amazing will be as part of those videos as well. If I can convince her again to be part of them after last time, because nice to get a different perspective, nice to get both of us in there. And look, it was a lot of fun to make as well. So looking forward to doing more of those and see what comes up next with Why Buy. So that's what we've got in store for you. In the meantime, let's go to a bit of an ad break now. And then after the break, we'll come back and we'll have a chat to Theo. We won't keep him waiting any longer. He's waiting in the wings. Here's a bit of an overview with some new music of what's on sale at AmazingEV right at the moment. Welcome back. You're watching EV Marketplace live on a Wednesday night. And before I introduce Theo and put him on the link, I just wanted to take you through a little bit of background behind Turo, which is, I guess it's best described as the AirBNB for cars. Private owners can put 1 or 2 or 3 or however many cars they like on Turo. Private individuals can come and rent it out for any 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. They can use it if they love it. They love EVs, they love any type of car. They've got all sorts. It's not just EVs. But if they want to get an experience, in our case, of an EV, if you want it a bit longer than a week and you want to get to a real, or a couple of days or a test drive, you want to get a real feel for it, rent it off Turo, because that's the perfect way to know how you're going to live with it from day to day. And so we first came across Turo a couple of years ago. Haven't done much work with them so far, but we're thrilled when we met Theo and found out that he's actually built an entire business around it. So without further ado, I'll let him explain all about it, and we'll kick off. And let's kick off. Theo, welcome to EV Marketplace on a Wednesday night.
Thank you, Rosco. Yeah, that was a very impressive opening bit of music for me. Thank you.
I know it's got sort of rocky vibes about it, right? It's
I was thinking that actually.
Hey, good to see you, and thanks for joining us. I know I've had a great build-up because it has been an important part of the week for me, and it's nice the way it all comes together. The listings, meeting the people, helping them, and getting the word out. That's what we all imagined when we started it, and so it's great to have you on board. But what was your EV aha moment? What was the first time that, and I know you're a car nut, but what was the first time EV started to really make sense for you?
Yeah, car nut leaning on the sporty end of the cars, but
Yeah.
But I've also as well, when you're a sort of a car lover of sports cars, that sort of more or less makes you a petrol head, right?
Yeah.
But I've always also loved new technology and
Yeah.
tech, and a long time ago, this guy, I think his first name weird. Elon or something.
Yeah.
He brought out this quirky little roadster apparently that was
Yeah.
just made of batteries, So that's a very long time ago, and I thought,
Yeah.
whoa, that's a little bit pricey, but
Yeah.
that's very interesting. So that was, I suppose, in terms of aha, that was the first time I thought, wow, you can actually make a car that's fully electric. And
Yeah.
I mean, I was aware of the Leaf, but when I saw that it could be made into a sports car, I thought,
Yeah.
hey, here we go.
Yeah.
Then about 10, 11 years ago, when they announced that they were coming into Australia with something a bit more, substantial other than the
Yeah.
Roadster, which was the Model S and the Model X,
Yeah.
I actually made my way down to Richmond and test drove a Model S.
Yeah.
And the funny story there is that I could only, I mean, I couldn't afford them anyway, but
They weren't cheap,
the
right?
lowest, they weren't cheap. The lowest of the rung was like 120,000,
Yeah.
going up to the high 100s. And so anyway, so I was, ostensibly checking out the base model, right? So
Yeah.
I got in the car and I put my foot down and I've gone, what the hell? He goes, oh, sorry, I forgot to turn it down. I've got it in full mode. It's supposed to be in reduced mode. And I thought, wow.
Yeah.
So in terms of aha, I think that was it.
That was it. I know, and it just amazes me that they went from the model, from the Roadster to the Model S as a first actual production car. It's still incredible. I still can't believe it. I mean, what followed was amazing, but yeah, that first car to go to full production mode. But how soon before you actually thought about buying an EV?
Well, I started immediately thinking about it
Yeah.
as soon as the Model 3 was announced.
Yeah.
I suppose, the face of it when I went and saw it at what was unusual in those days, which was a shopping centre.
Yeah.
At Chatston's shopping centre, and they had a shop there, and you could go have a look at cars at a shopping centre, which of course was very new at the time.
Yeah.
Right. And I thought, I do like the sort of the rear quarter look, but the front is like only a mother could love that face.
Yeah.
That's
what I say about the Model Y. That's what I say about the Model Y now, right?
Well, there you go. Just the different perspectives, and so. But I was very intrigued because all of a sudden it became. It came down to more of an affordable level for your everyday person. Low to mid, high 100s that was the originals, whereas these were talking more like 60, plus or minus. And I thought, oh, that's possible. So I started thinking about them then, and I don't remember why I didn't go new, but when an opportunity, when I was already down the path of the Turo thing, I thought, you know what, it's about time I think I started thinking about adding an EV, and I've always sort of been thinking about them, and about 3 years ago was the first time I bit the bullet, and that's the one, and got that little Model 3 standard, and it was all from there.
Yeah. Okay. So, this how many? We'll recap on Turo and how that came about.
Yeah.
No, but how did you drive this one yourself, or do you have it on Turo?
Well, initially it was just myself, but at the time 3 years ago. Now I was just starting. Well, actually, at the time, Turo has now been going for about 3.5 years, and at the time they were very fledgling, and I wasn't really that sort of knowledgeable of what they offered and so on. I put one car, but not this. At the time, the place to go, I thought, was Car Next Door, which became Uber Car Share. And
That's right.
I added it to there. I added it to Car Next Door.
Okay, that's cool. So let's recap a bit, and let's start to talk about Turo with that, because it is a car sharing platform, right? So, but it's different from. You tell me what your experience is. Let's describe what it is first. Yeah.
Right. So I think I still believe that the vast majority of people that are out there don't even know car sharing exists, let alone specific ones like Turo. And as you described at the start, the AirBNB of cars is a way to describe it, because early days when you'd say it's a car share, people go, "Oh, can you pick me up in your taxi?" Basically. yeah, it's a ride. They thought it was rideshare, and
Yeah.
I'd say no, it's very different to that. So as you said, you as a private owner own the car, but you
Okay.
put it up for someone else to take it up, and
Okay.
yeah,
So it's
and Turo, I think,
yeah.
started.
The best way to
Yeah,
describe it is like, yeah. So it's like Airbnb for cars. Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah, it's your like Airbnb. It's your house, but everyone books through the platform of Airbnb,
Yeah.
and they do all the grunt work. And it's sort of similar here. Yeah, the Turo, and there are other companies as well, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I've sort of pivoted to Turo because they have now, over the time, I've come to believe that they're the most professional, long-standing company, and
That's right.
probably doing the best job here in Australia too.
So if anyone wants afterwards, if we'll revert back. If anyone wants more details about Turo, by all means you can contact Theo, because again he'll give you all the details of how they work and what it works. But they've been really friendly guys. We've met a few of them as well, and yeah, they sound like they give a lot of support to their owners, which is really important to make the whole business work.
Yeah.
And so particularly in your case where you've got a few cars involved with that. So yeah, I like the model as well. And it is an American company. They've been here a while. They're committed. They sound like they're committed. And it's not just EVs. There's petrol cars. There's all sorts. There's short term. There's long term.
I think that's in America, they've probably been going 15, 20 years. They're apparently in the UK, in France, in New Zealand, I think, here. And that's the difference. Compared to your general, rental company model, it's just the variety is just huge.
Exactly.
And of course, and because you can get cars that are maybe a little bit older, all of a sudden you can get into a sports car, a prestige car, a non-runabout type car, an EV, and not quite pay as much as some of the general rental company prices. Yeah.
So just to have a closer look at that, there's Theo's Xpeng G6 that we had advertised on AmazingEV. There's a photo of Theo. There's his profile. Look, you're a 5-star. You're a 5-star owner. So what's involved when someone actually rents it? What happens next?
Well, there's sort of different levels of hosting. So the terminology is, so I as the owner, I'm the host, and the renters are the guests.
Yeah.
And so there's different levels of hosts. There are some that have got.
Say if you had one car, if I put my car on there, what would I need to do if someone?
So you can have, and that's basically how I start. Not with Turo, but that's how I started the car sharing.
Yeah.
Before then, one car, and I just like, you know what? I wouldn't mind having a car that's spare, but instead of it sitting in the driveway doing nothing and just me paying bills, what's out there? So I looked, and I thought, I don't mind. I stopped being too precious about my cars a while back, and if you're not too precious about your car. And you don't mind sharing with others.
That's the mental hurdle, right? Yeah, that's the thing you got to get over, I guess.
That's the mental hurdle.
Yeah.
Too many. I think if it's if you don't want anyone else to touch your car without you being there or whatever, it's not for you, right? But I like. I mean, I suppose I'm now a retired teacher, math science teacher. But maybe the science and the tech is part of my thinking as well as the maths, but. I like, as a teacher, you share your knowledge, you share it with others, and when you see them appreciating and enjoying that, that's what you sign up for, right?
Yeah, that's nice.
And so on here, on the Turo, on these sharing platforms, you've got to enjoy the sharing experience. In other words, I enjoy seeing someone else enjoy my car. You know what I mean? That's part of it. So if you've got one, you can see, you can sort of dip your toes and see how it goes. Now, when you have one car, the easiest way to deal with it is if you've got the time and the availability, you would meet those people yourself personally and hand them over the key.
Okay.
There's a whole lot of things that go through the booking process before that. But and then there's that personal aspect that quite a few people prefer rather than going to a desk and some central rental car location.
So you get
often a lot of hosts are in suburbs and can be right nearby.
Yeah, so you get to meet them. You get to hand over the keys personally. Yeah. Okay.
And I get to meet them, and often because of the sorts of cars I have, I tend to have quite a few, car person type chats.
Exactly.
Cars in general and EVs as well, obviously.
as I alluded to before, a lot of people are trying before they're buying. And
That's
were
a big
you?
one. I just had someone say exactly that.
Yeah,
I'm a big guy and I
yeah,
want to try one of your small cars
yeah,
because I want to see whether it's going to suit me. And he's hired it for a week or two, and I've had
yeah.
that quite often. Yes.
Were you? Well, I think of it. Were you busy when there was a big rush and a lot of demand for EVs? Were you a lot busier then?
Yes. Well, put it this way: at that point, when all the fun stuff was happening in other parts of the world, causing some issues with fuel, all of a sudden, all my at one point for about a week. And I quite enjoyed driving an EV. And as I think you may have mentioned somewhere, my number one preferred daily driver is a 2020 MY21
Yeah. Okay.
performance Tesla,
Yeah.
and they're all gone. They're all out. I had nothing so for a while, and
We just
so
we,
yeah.
we just had a bit of an audio hiccup there, but I'm just trying to fix that. You had a bit of an echo, which I've hopefully
All right.
fixed. Let me know if anyone if that's solved that. Yeah, and it's nice. And Mrs. Theo's also said they met some lovely people as well. So yeah, it is. It's all about meeting people and
Yeah.
experiencing and sharing, and it's nice that they have the opportunity to do that. Let's just go rewind it back and so you went from one or two cars into taking this into a
Yeah.
bit more of a business, and tell us what drove that decision. Mm.
Well, like I said, I was teaching probably full time,
Yeah.
and I had the one, and it was just purely I was updating my wife's car to something else that she liked, and kept the car that she was replacing rather than
Yeah.
sell it. There was a long time ago. They went changed direction, but there was a company called Drive My Car, which was
Yeah.
where I started. It's about 6, 7 years ago now.
Okay.
And then a second car, she didn't want 2 doors, she wanted four. So I got another one, and I thought I'll do that again. And somebody booked it for 3 months, and I thought, oh, light bulb, 3 months, every day booking. It's like, that's all right. So then I thought, you know what? I've just been doing this for my wife. How about I do some stuff for myself
Yeah.
and get some little sports cars that I like? And if other people like them, well, all well and good. I'm
Yeah.
happy to share when I'm not using it. So, so at that time, I sort of went part time in my
Yeah.
teaching career, had a bit more time on my hands, and a couple of years down the track from that, all of a sudden, I had the accountant sort of ringing me saying, "Theo, you need to register for a GST and get an ABN." I go, "What? What's that?"
But
I'm a
you've
teacher.
got,
I don't know how to do that.
and look, full disclosure, Theo's got he's got petrol cars, and he's got some
Yeah.
EVs as well. We're only going to focus on the EVs tonight, but you've got a helper as well, right? So
Look, one of the reasons I went part time is because as a teacher, it really is an all encompassing job, and I think only people that are teachers or related or know them know how time consuming it is, and it does take away from other aspects of your life,
yeah,
and so I wanted a bit more work life balance, and that is my biggest weak spot. Although I do have a second weak spot now in my life, which is a 1-year-old granddaughter. And she's, oh my God, she's just
yeah, okay,
absolutely out of this world. But Kerry, of course, is my biggest soft spot, our biggest soft spot, because he's got an a fairly severe intellectual disability and autism. And but over the years, with my passion for cars, him regularly being in them,
yeah.
he's grown to really like being in a fast car. So it's we have, so it's where we're going today, Kerry. Let's go red fast car, white fast car, yellow fast car, black fast car. So I've been enjoying that, and that's a photo after again picking up one of the cars a while back, and that was and so that photo you found. This is my only famous moment, which was the Senior magazine, because I'm of an age at the moment. Nowadays, did an article. I think Turo asked them to about my situation with cars, Turo, and my son, and trying to share the journey with him and be able to spend more time in those cars with him. But yeah, so it's been really this change up from full time teaching and just having the time to when it's your own business, you can pick and choose when you do things,
That's
and
right.
pretty much every day, here's the focus. Yeah.
So here's the ex-pung here. There he is.
I said smile. I said smile, Carrie, and he'll go.
He looks
When you say smile, it's like
he
it's
looks
like he's in
happy.
pain, but he is actually happy.
If anyone wants to know what it's like to drive an X-Pung, you can have a slightly extended test drive in Victoria. If you contact Theo through Turo, you can
Yeah,
find
for
out
sure.
exactly what an X-Pung is like if you're not sure before you buy. Or there's a few other options as well, which we're about to go through, because I thought
Oh
I just
yes,
wanted
that's
to,
right.
I'd love to share some of your experiences owning and driving these cars as well, focusing on the EVs. And how many in the fleet at the moment? EVs?
8,
8. Okay, so
8,
we've got
8 at the moment.
yeah, and so you've still got number one Model 3.
Got number one.
Okay.
Yep. I love to say to people that 3 years 3 years down the track, July 2023 is when I got it. I think the only thing I've had to do, I mean, of course, Teslas don't need. There's no scheduled servicing. There's
Yeah.
no dealership making you go in for a service when you don't really need one.
Yeah.
I've had nothing to do to the car other than tires and a 12-volt battery. And if you weren't aware, yes, EVs do have a 12-volt battery as well.
Yeah, that's right.
But again, a great experience. I
Yeah.
went to the Tesla in Richmond, sat in there, a nice comfy lounge for half an hour, and $196 later, one of the cheapest batteries replacements I've ever had. So that was
Exactly.
it.
I know. And so how many Ks has this one done now?
I think it's done about 120.
Okay. And have you ever had a look at a battery test on any Teslas as yet or not?
Well, no, at the time, right, in the previous 2 or 3 years, I really wasn't aware of the battery testing option.
Yeah.
And I just knew, just from, the previous research and knowledge, that not much sort of happens with batteries, really. There isn't that much that goes wrong, and there's a lot of naysayers, but it doesn't really affect them too much. And so I wasn't really perturbed with I think I bought it with about 90,000 Ks, and I wasn't too perturbed by that. Now, since I bought the second one, the second Tesla about 2 years ago, I've now been aware of the battery testing, because that one there, they assured me that they'd done the testing, and they showed me that it was at, I forgot the percentage, but it was pretty reasonable for a car that had also done about 90-odd thousand.
Yeah, so we certainly, I mean, it's not a factor if you're owning and it's all working well. We're certainly consideration for selling it on the used market, giving the surety and confidence to anyone who's coming along to buy or look to buy. So I think that's where it's starting to come on its own, where the confidence factor might have been, 80, 90 Ks, you weren't too worried yourself, but any prospective new owner might have been worried. But as the cars have got older, the confidence level's grown and grown. But at 120, 130, probably still you're saying, okay, maybe that's the level where definitely worth getting a battery check to see if it's going to go for another 100,000 without any problem, or it's on track for degradation.
There's more. I hear that there's more, companies now that you can get them tested, and some I think even come out to you, and they do a full health check, and so that's it's a peace of mind thing, because
it is.
The non-EV people sort of go. I had one today say, I was sort of putting him in a different car, and I said, look, if you're looking for another car, look for an EV, because. That's what, if people ask me what would I buy, that's what I say, because I said, they go, oh, what about all the fires? Okay, that's just BS, blah blah. Went on about that, and what about you got to put a new battery? What's that going to cost? I go, there's another one, So you just explain
not in our lifetime,
no.
What's
exactly. It'll outlive the car. Yeah.
What's your stance on hybrids? Do you like hybrids or not?
I had that exact same question with my son's carer today. She was looking, and she said, hybrid. I said, look, hybrid, and look, if not ready for EV, a hybrid is okay, because it's a fairly small battery. It just helps in that low speed sort of traveling. Don't get a plug-in hybrid. That's my stance.
Exactly.
My understanding. The UK study apparently said that 90% of people never plug it in because they just don't bother.
That's right.
So they're carrying around a petrol engine when they're trying to use EV, or they're carrying around batteries when they're using petrol, and you've got the complexity of them marrying together. So I
I
mean, there's a lot
agree.
of good plug-in hybrids nowadays that are really good, but
You can.
I wouldn't get one.
My first line of merchandise is going to be hybrids equals headaches on the front of a T-shirt.
Well, they do have more issues
They
because there's
will.
more things that can
They
go wrong.
will. I know. Mechanics are going to love them for a long time.
Yeah.
Something that you didn't love as much as you thought you might, but what a beautiful car. I've never seen a photo and the polish finish
Yeah,
like
that
this
was. I did
before.
get it ceramic coated. I did get it ceramic coated. I even got the PPF on the front, and in the end, somebody else enjoyed it better than me. Oh,
I've
look, it was a great drive.
Tell me what it is because
Um,
I've hidden the logo on the
oh,
front. Tell us what it is.
oh, right. So that is the Mustang Mach-E. And of
Okay.
course, that had a lot of controversy because Ford
Yeah.
decided to put the word Mustang and put the tail lights looking like a Mustang.
Were
And
you were you a
me,
Mustang lover? Were you not like like a 65 Mustang lover or not?
no, but I did have two Mustangs
Okay.
on Turo. I had two of the newer shape,
Yeah.
the current shape
Okay.
sort of Mustangs. And I bought one from the same dealership,
Yeah.
and I thought, oh, that's coming out. Oh, an EV version of a Mustang, and again, petrol head, but still
Yeah.
tech head. So I love both, And I gave it a go, but it's become a bit of a thing. At the time, it's like, look, I'll enjoy it for myself, but then now with the fact that it has become a bit of a business, I have to think, well, is it going out? Is the price, the ROIs, right?
Yeah.
Is the price that the car is worth? Is it sort of earning enough for me to keep it? And I enjoyed it, but I suppose I didn't love it because,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm more of a sporty car driver, which I like something that's a bit lower and not as high maybe. But yeah, it was definitely quick in a straight line and really nice inside and everything. But
Did you get
for
many people keen on that on Turo? Was it a
no,
popular
I
car?
don't think no, I don't think
Yeah.
many knew that it existed,
Yeah.
and so it didn't. As people might know, it didn't. Anyone knows about EVs, it didn't really sell that well,
Yeah.
and then Ford started discounting the new prices a couple of months after I bought it,
Yeah.
and of course, when the value started dropping a lot, I thought,
Yeah.
I think it's probably better to get out rather than just hang on to it. Yeah.
So before we go on and people start going, wow, Theo's got a lot of cars. Describe what you're doing with Turo now, where you can make it a business that's the next level.
Yeah, so near the time when I started thinking, I think a few decades in teaching might be enough for me. I then started looking at it a bit more seriously and started because it was a little hobby that sort of was growing with my own interests, and I thought,
Yeah.
I need to start thinking like a business, and so I started thinking about cars that might be talking to the platform about cars that might be useful in terms of for renters and
Yeah.
price that you're paying compared to what it might earn.
Start to focus on that.
Um,
Yeah, focus on cars that you
yeah,
know are
yeah.
going to be a problem. Did Turo help with that? They give you much feedback and data about what's working
I,
and what's not?
Early on, there was there was some there was a lot more hands on by them to try and get you up to speed and
Yeah.
stuff, and so you could there was a couple of people there that you could sort of say, look, I'm looking to get this. What do you
Yeah.
think about this sort of car in my area and
Yeah.
that sort of thing? But to be honest with you, I probably still lean towards cars I like or my wife
Yeah, I mean,
likes.
that's
And it just so happens that there's always somebody out there that likes what you like.
yeah.
And I'm looking up because the man in question just came in to have a look at what I was doing, and he's walked back out. So I started thinking about that, added more cars, and I took some time off teaching, took some leave, and thought I'll see how this goes, and just like you said, people say work-life balance. I just found the work-life balance just too hard to go back. Made the decision to go back to teaching too hard. In other words, it was just too good to pass up. So I continued along those lines and sort of built from there.
It's and so currently it's again with eight EVs and a few more other cars as well. Where do you keep them?
Well, the first thing I did was, being Greek, I concreted my whole front yard so I could fit all the cars in, cut down all the trees, and it's all concrete everywhere. Just a bit of green to make it look like it's grass, right? Only joking. I'm allowed to say that.
What happened to the fountain in the front? What happened to the front fountain?
Oh yeah, and the lions, the white lions on the fence. Yeah, make sure they were there. No, look. So as it sort of grew a bit. Apart from the fact that I can fit about 5 or 6 in my garage and on my block.
Yeah.
And I'm in a court, so I tend to be very nice to my neighbours. I've mowed a few nature strips just to be nice to my neighbours, and in case the cars are sitting too long. But often they're out. But the others, I've also Turo has a system where you have businesses within the business.
Yeah.
So they have what's called a system called co-hosting. So somebody else that maybe is bigger than has a bigger sort of portfolio than you, and maybe employees like mine does. I leave the cars with him. He then gets a cart and so on. And this particular co-host, his name is Jay, and he's got a business called Spun, and they operate out of mostly out of a depot in Tullamarine and South Yarra. So there's more use for people, travelling. Yeah. So a lot of them are over there now.
Okay. So you step up and you scale up and you start to get other smaller businesses that help to manage the process. So but you still, so that's how that's how you can scale up this and how you can make it work as a standalone business, right? So
well, if you want to keep it to just basically you and my wife being the backup and helping me when the need be, but if you want it to be like that, then you sort of get to a point where you go, if I add it too much more or grow any more, then it becomes a bit unwieldy and
And so this is the performance. This is the performance 3, yeah.
Yep. So that was from July.
That's your favorite.
24.
If you've got it, this is your favorite daily driver.
That's my favorite daily driver because another funny story here. I happened to have a Corvette, and I booked the Corvette for a track day, and the top with a couple of mates and Phillip Island, and the time came to take it, and I looked at my calendar and I thought, oh no, I forgot to block it, and someone booked it. So I couldn't take the Corvette, and I took the performance Tesla to the Phillip Island track.
Yeah.
Thought I was going to get laughed at, but I wasn't. It actually went all right. It went all right around the track. So it can be a track car. It can you can drive it like Miss Daisy, as they say, which is my wife's style, driving very carefully.
She's watching. She is watching. You know that. That's fine. So
she is. She's very careful and patient driver, much more than me. And you can drive it around just sedately, like you wouldn't know, or you can drive it a bit more spiritedly and enjoy either type of driving. And it's just same thing. There's no headaches. Nothing seems to go wrong. And
is this the performance popular on Turo?
It sort of is. The problem with some of the listings is they don't always, when you're doing a search, again, it's a sort of a policy to try and keep things sort of even on Turo.
Yeah.
It doesn't pop up as a performance. You have to actually search for performance. So it might be that somebody looks at it and goes, oh, why would I go for that Tesla Model 3 instead of this one, which is a little bit more pricey, but it does get a bit of booking.
Clearly, there'd be a premium.
It tends to get longer
premium. Yeah,
it's a bit of a premium, but it hasn't gotten. What I've found is that it tends to get longer bookings rather than shorter ones.
Yeah, okay. And then we'll keep moving on. So no doubt you're convinced about Tesla, and this is you added a Model Y to the fleet and a newer Model 3 as well. But let's move on a bit of a diversification while we still got the chance. Again, I'll come back to Tesla in the end because, again, Xpeng you've toyed with, but this one here as well.
Yeah.
So, did you like the Zeekr from day dot?
Look, on one of the few cars we both agree. My wife said, if you got rid of all your cars, I'd keep this one, which is unusual for her to agree with me because I said this would have to be the best SUV I have ever driven. Okay. So, and I'm a sports car guy. So, it's out at the moment on a very long-term booking. We kept it for a month without putting it on Turo. We then put it on. So we got it in November last year. It was one of the first, or maybe the second allocation. And I think I put it on by about late December and got a couple of small bookings, and then somebody said, no, I'm going to keep it for a while and really try it out. So it's out at the moment.
Your wife,
We're
your
missing
wife
it.
wants it back. I think Stan from Kangaroo Island's got it. He's got one very similar,
Yes.
and he's driving it around Australia. So are you sure
Yeah.
that he he doesn't?
Yeah, no, it's not Stan from Kangaroo Island. No.
I hope he bought his because he is. I know he has. We're just joking. But you said a long-term booking, and I just maybe.
Well, these guests wanted to live with it. They literally wanted to live with it for a while
Yeah.
because they put an order in, and theirs was going to take a while.
Yeah.
And they wanted to see if they, how they felt really living the car. And like you said, that's what's been happening with some of these longer bookings. People just want to live with the car and see how they feel. Yeah.
We've got one on. We had one AmazingEV. I think it's still there. The guy might have sold it. I think again it was almost brand new.
Yeah.
In Queensland, a green one. This is the color, right? This combo is it's class.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no
I
hesitation.
like to tell people it's like a Bentley on the inside, I say.
No hesitation in recommending the Zika. And again, there's lots of stories. Everyone can hit us with different stories about different experiences that they've had buying and selling. But from your perspective, you'd recommend the Zika 7X.
My specific circumstances, I enjoyed the experience of that with the dealership in Doncaster, and everything has been great from my end.
I know there's one particular story online in WA that's going around at the moment that wasn't so positive, and we take all that on board. I want to hear a counter argument about what's going on out there, and so happy to hear a great story from Zika at the moment, and plenty of good stories as well. And then this one here, I know at least you get a ribbon with every car.
Okay, do we have to have a ribbon? I say
you don't get to keep the ribbon. Is it the same ribbon?
No, my wife wanted me to keep it. Yeah, she said, "Where's the ribbon?" Oh, no, sorry. I want to, and this was number one. I really do think it's got baby Lambo vibes at the front, Lamborghini vibes. And I liked, and I test drove, and I thought this is for the small car. And I got the premium. It is so zippy and easy and roomy. I couldn't believe it. So I thought I'll add that. And somebody, after maybe a couple of weeks of just personal use, which my wife was actually, she was liking it. Unfortunately, someone took it for a long-term booking.
I know. Again, Car Source have done a bit of work on this one, and acknowledge the various opinions out there.
Yeah,
all sorts of people, and you're all entitled to your own opinions. But again, good to hear.
Mine's positive.
Yeah, and you've got it out there and it's being enjoyed. And we'll wrap up with one of the more. Well, the latest acquisition, and then some maybe that you're thinking and dreaming about, because this one I wasn't sure about myself, and that's your latest acquisition.
I've only had it 5 days, and it'll fit us three, my wife and my son, and also my granddaughter is my son, daughter-in-law, and granddaughter will fit. Because it's got 6 seats, but I also think it's a bit of a unicorn. It'll be a unicorn on Turo because there are no 6-seater Teslas other than this one. So
exactly, and I know. And here's a shot of the inside. It looks classy. The seats are an upgrade over the older model as well, and it looks really nice. It's starting to look more like a Model X on the inside, isn't it? And I've seen a couple already on the road here in Sydney as well. It looks the part.
Yeah. I've already seen them on the road as well already. Yeah, they only started delivery this month. So
I think a large number of those, that last shipment of Model Ys were these, and there was a lot of pent up demand. I'm surprised it's been so popular, but clearly it is, and people, there's a big demand for it, and people are very happy with it as well. So have you got this?
You realise this?
You
realise there's multiple niches in the market. Yeah.
Has this one gone out yet, or you still got it?
I haven't put it. No, I haven't put it on there. We just sort of trying to enjoy it ourselves for a while. Maybe go on a trip or something before we put it out there.
So the Xpeng G6 is going to make way for a couple, perhaps.
Yeah, probably
that one.
Yeah. So there's only so much room, and it was sort of, again, that was probably not well known enough, the Xpeng, to go out often enough. Yeah. And for the amount of money that it's worth, it's probably not going up. It's not sort of, the rental isn't enough to sustain it. So it's a beautiful car and it drives beautifully, and plenty of room. But something's got to move, and that one's it.
And then you're thinking about maybe.
I'll put my money down. Put my
Okay.
money down on a little Zika X after the
Lovely.
update.
Have any of the other small ones you've looked at, the Aeon UT or any other micro sort of
I looked at them.
compacts?
Yeah, no, I've looked at them. I had a close look at the UT. I mean, it was at a shopping centre. I had a
Yeah.
dealership. I had a look at the MG Urban.
Yeah.
And that is amazingly roomy for what you're getting. And
Yeah.
again, really cheap pricing, low to mid 30s.
Yeah.
But yeah, and of course there's the Geely EX2 apparently coming out, which is going to be an amazing value car. So
Yeah.
who knows? But and I've got one more. I think that's on the wish list.
The
But
Zika,
no one
Zika
knows.
X.
No one knows
Yeah.
when it's coming.
Which
No one knows
hopefully,
when it's
yeah.
coming.
Again, you're a Zika man now, so that's good. So
Looks that way.
don't worry,
I think the value for
Zika will
money
watch
equation.
this. They'll be in touch with
Yeah.
a bag of goodies.
Oh,
as
good,
well.
good. Yeah, it's the value for money equation that I
Yeah.
think is so hard to pass up. I mean, even motoring riders have said that they probably feel like they're double the value.
Yeah. No, it's brilliant. Hey, Theo, let's leave it there. Look, we've done a
Sure.
great session, but we'd love to have you back. We've just touched the surface on Turo, on how much you love these cars and what a great collection
Yeah.
of EVs. And maybe we'll have a bit more of an idea of what's coming next as well. So really appreciate your time. And welcome back anytime. And we'll go.
Thank you.
We might go a bit deeper on one particular model and have a look at something closer, because some of
Yeah.
these were bought used, some were bought new. So anything else
I
you'd
think
like
it's
to
the
add?
new-
Anything you'd like to recommend
Well-
to anyone?
Well, what I would say is that if you're buying an EV, do not hesitate to get a second-hand one, because my experience has shown that you're really getting something that's reliable.
Yeah.
Very little goes wrong. Other than the health check of the battery, there's not much really to do.
Yeah.
Now, I've just been indulging my own passion for cars and looking for the next new thing, and the next new bit of tech that's coming out, and hence why I put my name down for these things. But
Yeah.
yeah, I did, and like I said, if someone asks me, I always advise, if you've got a house in particular, it's a lot easier. You just plug it in, never go to a petrol station ever again.
Yeah. No, that's brilliant. I really appreciate that. And again, we had a couple of suggestions that this was sponsored. Turo haven't sponsored this. We are supporters of Turo, and we're supporters of what Theo's doing. He built a business around that platform, and so they don't need any help promoting them. We
No.
also are big lovers of all these brands. We own them and we love driving them, and we've covered a big cross-section of brands. And he's not being paid by AmazingEV as well to support used EVs. But we are happy that he's made his time available and come on board. So thanks, Theo.
Just appreciate your help promoting my car. That's fine.
Yeah,
That's
well,
enough.
do your best. If anyone wants to buy it or rent it, you know where to find Theo. So thanks for your time, Theo.
No worries.
All the best.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Thank you.
That was Theo from Melbourne, multiple EV owner and bloody good bloke. Knows a lot about EVs. Using Turo, if you're interested, he'd be happy to give you some more thoughts. And just really, really great chat and find out about someone who has owned a lot of different EVs. I'm Rosco. Thanks for joining us again tonight. Thanks everybody, Sensei. Thanks Hal. Thanks for all the comments. Really appreciate it. All Theo's family for boosting the numbers. I think we got to a bit over 20 again tonight. So I'll leave you with a bit of a wrap up of AmazingEV and what's on offer for sale at the moment. Good night, and we'll see you next week.